With the countless sequels and other iterations of the Terminator franchise, the first two were great, some were decent, and some have been, well, you know. So is this new anime-inspired series of the Terminator any good? Let's get started with my review of the first season of Terminator Zero. Let's go.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
What's going on my Flicks? This is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and I just finished watching the first season of Terminator Zero. Now, before I do get started with my review, please note this will be a spoiler-free review just in case you haven't seen it yet, currently showing on Netflix. Also, please make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more anime and cartoons that I'm reviewing just like this. So this new series of Terminator Zero Season 1 stars Sonoya Mizuno, Rosario Dawson, Timothy Olyphant, boy, he is having himself a great year in voice acting, Andre Holland, and more. In Japan, Malcolm Lee has been developing another AI system that is intended to compete with Skynet. As Judgment Day approaches in 1997, Lee finds himself and his 3 children pursued by an unknown robot assassin. The Terminator franchise has been a staple of pop culture for decades, beginning with James Cameron's groundbreaking sci-fi action film in 1984. This movie not only captivated audiences with its futuristic themes and technological anxieties, but also established Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger as major figures in cinema, with Schwarzenegger's portrayal of a relentless villain and eventually becoming iconic after Terminator Judgment Day, which was part 2. Over the years, the franchise has expanded to include numerous sequels, reboots, TV shows, books, etc. Yet, despite the franchise's history of mixed results with recent attempts, Masashi Kudo and Mattson Tomlin's new anime-inspired Netflix series, Terminator Zero, provides a refreshing take. I read somewhere recently that Mattson Tomlin had expressed that while Terminator 2 Judgment Day is iconic, he has a deep appreciation for the original 1984 film, and I love that, because it is definitely evident in this new series. Throughout this season, you get a blend from a few of the iconic movies from the franchise. This influence is evident in Terminator Zero, which features the classic T-800 model, emphasizing its relentless, almost monstrous nature that reminds you of scenes from the first and second film. Now, as far as the animation in Terminator Zero, Tomlin collaborates with renowned anime director Masashi Kudo, who I just mentioned, and studio production IG, known more particular for their work on Ghost in the Shell and a few others. Masashi Kudo not only masterfully provides depth with the scenes of animation when showing characters either fighting, gripping with their emotions, talking, or even just walking, but he also exemplifies a creepy nature to the character who is known as the Terminator in this season. It reminded me for sure of the slasher-like template of filming that was in the first film. One shot in particular gives a captivating introduction to one of Malcolm's children when he first meets the Terminator. That's gotta be one of my favorite shots of this first season, along with the shot that you do get of the T-800 towards the end, and it's just so mesmerizing seeing that, and of course also growing up with watching part 2 and even part 1 and seeing that robot, especially in pop culture, known as the Terminator, all those things, it just, to me, in my mind, it just gave me a perfect sense of nostalgia and also gave me what I needed for something new and refreshing. Now, when it comes to the voices, the story follows Malcolm Lee, voiced wonderfully by Andre Holland, who, if you guys don't remember him, he was mostly known for 2016's Moonlight or even 2013's biopic of Jackie Robinson titled 42. He's also been in American Horror Story Roanoke, if you guys do not recall. For all my American Horror Story fans out there, I'm a fan of horror. What can I say? Rosario Dawson voices an AI named Kokoro and does a great job at blending her voice with the robotic tone. Timothy Olyphant voices a darker and more relentless version of this world's version of Terminator, which we don't really hear his voice too often, but when you do, it's definitely one that I feel like is not only memorable, but it's different even for Timothy Olyphant's roles as far as voice acting goes. And Sonoya Mizuno lends her voice to a mysterious warrior named Aiko, who is sent from the future to protect Malcolm and does an impeccable job of showing emotion, strength, and everything through her performance. So another thing I gotta talk about in this review, because it deeply affected me as I was watching this first season, was the score. Now, not only did it create a sense of sorrow and sometimes dread throughout the season, but in moments of grief or revelations of the truth that the viewer's finding out, it not only sucked me into the show more, but it created an experience that I haven't seen from an anime or a cartoon or even just a show in a long while. It also provided an emotional angst within me that every time I was watching every episode, I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen next. With every aha moment or breathtaking moment that brought me closer to finding out what the truth was and what was truly going on, I couldn't help but press next episode on the remote every time an episode came to a conclusion. Now, this does kind of bring me to the negatives, you guys, but they are very small nitpicks that I have. And this is just, again, my opinion, but I did want to share it with you guys, especially if you feel a certain type of way or you have not seen the show just yet. But one of the negatives was, let's say, timeline paradox. I'm going to be careful enough to not spoil much for you guys, but let's just say that within this world of Terminator Zero, you find out that the timeline isn't always affected by each person that decides to go back in time to prevent or stop something from happening. Now, within this concept, although it leaves more room for a second season or for more things to happen in the future with this franchise, it can be more than a bit confusing. Although the reveals at the end unveil some great twists, it can make it hard for someone to grasp. I found myself rewinding certain episodes or scenes so I could try to piece everything together just a little bit more. Also, although I love the ending and it added a certain type of WTF reaction from me, it is for sure bittersweet, and not all of the viewers are going to like the ending, but for sure it is one of those endings that's going to stick with you. With all that being said, you guys, I'm going to give Terminator Zero 4.5 flames out of 5 and a super fire show rating.
It's good. Really good.
Terminator Zero stands out not just for its inventive storytelling, but also for its visual style. The series showcases a distinctive aesthetic that recalls some of Masashi Kuro's previous work, and you could definitely see it in this series. The animation is both dark and striking, enhancing the horror elements that Tomlin emphasized in the script. The collaboration between Tomlin and Kuro results in a Terminator story that honors the franchise's roots while forging a new path. For longtime fans of the Terminator series, Terminator Zero offers a satisfying and innovative addition to the franchise. It successfully combines thrilling action and profound themes about humanity, resilience, and the fight for a better future. With its compelling narrative and high-quality production, this season for sure stands out as one of Netflix's strongest anime originals this year, and it leaves viewers hopeful for future installments. Now, here's to hoping that they really get a second season confirmed soon. So with that being said as well, please go and watch this, you guys. I promise you will not be disappointed, especially if you love the Terminator franchise. More particular, the first two films, you will love this, I'm telling you. Now, some of the standout episodes this season that were my favorites and my recommendations include Episode 4 titled Model 104, Episode 5 titled Model 105, Episode 6 titled Model 106, and Episode 8 with the season finale of Model 108. Now, it's not really original in some of the titles of these episodes, but you can kind of get a sense that it's not about the episode titles. It's more about what's in the episodes, and I'm telling you, you guys will not be disappointed. And also, I feel like every episode has something to offer, and so I don't doubt if you guys in the comments are like, I feel like every episode was great to me. I don't blame you, because I kind of felt like that, but my favorites were those for sure, and it kept me interested throughout this season. All right, guys, so have you seen the first season of Terminator Zero yet? If you have, let me know what you thought of it overall. Also, which Terminator movie is your favorite? Mine personally is part 2 with the small little margin close to part 1 because that one's amazing as well. But let me know in the comments below. And last thing before I do go, you guys, please make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on more shows that I'm reviewing just like this. My name's Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and until next time, I'm out.